Mike McDaniel obviously not taking the Philadelphia Eagles offensive coordinator job, heading out to, I almost said San Diego, LA. They're always going to be the San Diego Chargers to me, taking that OC job. It doesn't look like Brian Dable is going to accept an offer from the Philadelphia Eagles either. It looks like he's interested in either Buffalo Bills head coaching job. If not, he'll be the offensive coordinator in Tennessee with Cam Ward. And of course, we already get the narrative shaped as to why the most wanted, the elite OCs are not going to take the Philadelphia Eagles job. We're going to take a listen to Manuel Acho first, and he gets so many things wrong, not even the part about Jalen Hurts, which of course you knew where he was going, but he gets a whole lot of other stuff wrong too. And then we're going to talk about why these OCs really don't want to take this job. Why, despite the talent on this offense and where the Eagles have gone, and the fact that two OCs have recently already, with Jalen Hurts at quarterback, gone on to become head coaches, why they don't want to take this job, and if anything's going to be done about it. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for being here. Appreciate all your support. Of course, hope you're having an incredible day. So let's listen to this first. This is about, I think this is about a minute long, minute and a half. I might stop it here or there to, so I don't forget everything he says, because he gets so much wrong here. It's bizarre. It's like he just completely made this up, and I'm not even talking about the Hurts stuff. Take a listen.
Mike McDaniel taking the Chargers OC job, huge indictment on Jalen Hurts. Because if you're an offensive coordinator and you want to get a head coaching job instantaneously, the Eagles are the surest path. The Chargers OC just got fired. He ain't finna get no head coaching job. Kellen Moore, head coaching job. Shane Steichen, head coaching job. So if you trust your ability as an offensive coordinator, not Brian Johnson, not Kevin Patullo, then the Eagles are a feeder system to a head coaching job.
Now, see, he's got that right so far, and yet he veers off in a completely different direction that contradicts everything that he just said.
So why the hell would you not want to go coach the best offensive roster in football? Why the hell would you not want to go be a coach on a team where you have seen two OCs in the last 5 years get head coaching jobs? If you desire to get another head coaching job, Mike McDaniel, the only reason that I could suggest is if you have questions or concerns about how you will be limited based upon the quarterback.
Now, keep in mind, he said the only thing, the only reason that he could think that might happen. And again, he just pointed out Steichen, Moore, both went on to head coaching jobs. They had the same quarterback that the Eagles have now, and he tries to confirm what he's saying with some just completely wrong information.
That's the only thing I would suggest. Because why would you not want to go coach Saquon Barkley? Why would you not want to go coach Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown? You still got some good years in Dallas Goedert. Why would you not want to go have maybe the best tackle combination, Jordan Mailata, Lane Johnson out there protecting your quarterback?
Before he finishes up, because I want to make sure we get this all right. Okay, Saquon Barkley, what, not even half the yardage this season that he had last season. He's at that age. He may never come close to approaching 2024 ever again. I'm not saying he's completely washed. I'm saying he's not, he may be an above average running back. He still has a little bit left in the tank, but again, 1100 yards, and that was, he came on toward the end of the season, had a few big runs here and there. Most likely, if the Eagles want to have a good running game next year, Saquon Barkley is going to have to share carries with Tank Bigsby. I don't know that that will be done with Nick Sirianni, but that is what should happen. So to say, oh, why wouldn't you want to coach Saquon Barkley? Well, Saquon's not that guy anymore. And then he talks about who are some of the other ones he mentioned. Dallas Goddard was next, right? Probably less than a 50-50 chance that Dallas Goddard is even back in Philadelphia. Eagles refused to re-sign him last year to an extension that he wanted. Now he's gone and scored 11 touchdowns this season. He's kind of at that age where we've seen in the past that the Eagles have moved on from tight end. So Dallas Goedert probably not 100%, but more likely than not going to be in Philadelphia. Lane Johnson, not getting any younger, missed most of the season with a serious injury. Even more concerning is the time when we started hearing, oh, he's practicing, oh, he might be back this week, he might be back this week, and he never came back. Lane Johnson, one, may not return. He may decide to retire. And two, if he does return, he might not be Lane Johnson anymore. Jordan Mailata had a down season. Cam Jurgens was absolutely terrible this year. The offensive line was a negative for the Philadelphia Eagles. And oh, by the way, A.J. Brown, did we not pay attention to this past season? For even setting aside the drama, he really wasn't that good. Yes, he had a 1,000-yard season, but he was nothing like the A.J. Brown of the past. So we may have seen his best days as well. And there's a good chance, even if it doesn't happen until June because of the whole cap situation, A.J. Brown may not be in a Philadelphia Eagles uniform next year. So how Acho can sit here and one, forget that Hurts was the quarterback for those two guys that he said got head coaching jobs, but then talk about the offense and get everything wrong in terms of the roster and the talent.
Why not? Why would you not want to go be a coach on a team where your defense is going to be top 5 annually and they're not losing any players in this coming year? Why not? Somebody who has to tell me.
Not okay. No, all right, sorry. Defense, but that's not true, right? Because Jalen Phillips. So it is not true. I was thinking he said offense, but he did say defense here. Jalen Phillips is a free agent. N'Kobe Dean is a free agent. We all keep hearing that he may not be back. Reed Blankenship is a free agent, and we're hearing that he might not be back. So actually, Emmanuel again got it wrong. Got it wrong.
Why would you not want to go coach that team? Unless the person that dictates your success as an offensive coordinator you have questions about. It's Jalen. That's the only thing that I can deduce. T, as somebody who's been inside locker rooms and outside locker rooms, that's the only thing I can deduce.
So here's the big issue that I have. Let's set aside the Jalen Hurts stuff for a minute. But this is the problem with the state of sports media right now. Everything in here. Now, this is a guy that I mean, I know they're not on Fox anymore, but right, they've got their own show. They've decided to do that. I don't know how well it's doing, but I'm guessing if he doesn't have someone that can do research for him, that he's got the time to do it, I would think, as a professional in this business. And everything he said, he got wrong. And I don't even mean his opinion of, oh, he thinks it's Jalen Hurts, although that's wrong too, because that contradicts what he said about going to Philadelphia as an offensive coordinator, get a head coaching job, mentioning Steichen and mentioning Moore because they were there with Jalen Hurts at quarterback. And we know what kind of seasons Jalen has had in the past. But then to go through the Eagles' offense and defense and every single point that Emmanuel Acho made, he got wrong. That is absolutely wild. And there's a bunch of other stuff on this topic that we'll get to as well, but I don't want to make this incredibly long, so I just want to stick to here are my thoughts on this, and here's the problem, and here's fundamentally what he got wrong in terms of why an elite offensive coordinator would not find the Philadelphia Eagles job attractive. It's not because of the talent on the roster, and it's not because of Jalen Hurts. Okay. Now, I don't think the Eagles are even interested in an OC like a Mike McDaniel or a Brian Dable who would command and demand autonomy and demand. They don't want an OC with that kind of power. Right. And I think the Eagles are leaking a lot of stories that are complete BS in terms of who they're interested in interviewing. And so I just saw something recently where they said they did a virtual interview with Mike McDaniel. And I'm at the point where I think that was more like they contacted McDaniel was like, hey man, do us a solid. We're gonna put out there that we interviewed you. Okay. So can you just not contradict that? That would be fantastic. Um, Now we also everyone seems to forget the McDaniel Vic Fangio issue. They don't get along. McDaniel thought Vic was too hard on the team when he was there and all that stuff. And also, I'm not seeing any of this narrative in Tampa Bay with Baker Mayfield because they were probably the most interested in Mike McDaniel. And McDaniel said no to Tampa Bay as well. No one's saying that's an indictment on Baker Mayfield, right? Shane Steichen left Justin Hebert to go to the Super Bowl with Jalen Hurts. Kellen Moore left Justin Hebert to win a Super Bowl with Jalen Hurts, and now Mike McDaniel is going to Justin Hebert. So just something to think about as well. Look, we've been to 3 Super Bowls in less than a decade. since 2022 with Jalen Hurts, obviously as a starting quarterback. Two OCs have gotten head coaching jobs, been to two Super Bowls, won one. This is not at all about not wanting to be an OC for Jalen Hurts and that being limited. It's about not wanting to be an OC under Nick Sirianni. That is what it's about 100%. No one wants to come here who is an elite OC that can demand and command things to be subservient to Nick Sirianni, to deal with Nick Sirianni's meddling, to deal with his ridiculous offensive philosophy that simply doesn't work in the NFL. The type of guy we want as fans, right? That's that has that track record and that resume. They are going to want Nick Sirianni to be 100% hands off, and Nick is not going to do that. And it sure seems like Howie is not going to force Nick to do that. So good OCs are going to go where they are truly welcome and where they get to determine their success or failure as an offensive coordinator and not the crap they have to deal with from a head coach who has no idea what he's doing. That simply is not in Philly under Nick Sirianni, right? So I think that's the problem that we're going to have to deal with in Philadelphia, and we're going to have to lower our expectations in terms of what we can get unless we woke up tomorrow and we found out that out of left field, out of the blue, Nick Sirianni got fired by Howie Roseman. That's the only way I think we get a top tier offensive coordinator. Otherwise, we're going to have to deal with Nick Sirianni's offensive philosophy, no matter who the OC is. And we're going to have to hope somehow they retool the roster to make it so damn talented that we win despite it. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate you checking out the video. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I will talk to you later.